think it was last Wednesday, someone asked me to talk a little about prayer. Actually, what I am doing for my prayer. Because I have a very, very difficult time praying. I mean, I can kind of pray. I thought forever I would do prayer journals and write everything down. But my handwriting is terrible. And my brain thinks faster than I can write, if that makes any sense. So I kind of gave up on that. Back in probably maybe November or somewhere in there, I put an app on my phone. And I put it on there more for the Bible and for devotionals. But they have a guided daily prayer. But you can also add your own prayers to it. And as I have been doing this app with the prayers, I can go back and look and mark answered prayers or things that I'm still praying over that haven't been answered. And I can also see where the answers that I thought how God would do things was definitely not how I would have done it. Which, of course, naturally, it's definitely a better thing for me. But what I really am discovering is I can see how my, prayer life, how I pray, has changed over the course of this time, where there was hesitation, doubt, insecurity, even with typing this out into the phone. And now I'm thinking, I can see where my prayers have become, bolder doesn't seem quite, but secure in knowing that everything I present to God, whether it be a personal need or a need for others, He's listening. Even before even doing this, I know God was definitely listening to my prayers. But it's just really helped build my confidence in praying. That said, the app will have verses beforehand. And quite often it says, say this out loud. I still have a problem with that. Sitting privately in my home, looking out my window, I still have a problem with praying out loud, saying scripture out loud. Yet I have no problem mumbling and talking to myself throughout the day. But there are times when I am doing that I am carrying on a conversation with the Lord. And that's what I try to remind myself, that prayer is communicating with Abba. This is my time, and my time and His time is throughout the whole day. It's not just this set aside, you have to do this for 5, because I'm like, I can't do this for 4 minutes. It says 4 to 5 minutes. And then I'll look up and 10 to 20 minutes has actually gone by with just sitting there in the presence of the Lord. And it's a wonderful feeling to finally feel like I'm really bonding, getting close to God with that. I really didn't practice on anything else to really say other than, I'm not going to, if you want to know the app, I can tell you what app it is, but I don't want to promote any, because it may not be right for someone else, so, but.
What made you decide to write prayers out in the first place? Why did you want to do a prayer journal?
To see my growth and to see, how I'm praying, and not, because I got this idea that there's a wrong and a right way to pray, and it's ridiculous, utterly and totally ridiculous. And I think writing it out helps me really see where I'm at emotionally, spiritually, with things. I think I hate to use terms like it disciplines me. It keeps me in a practice of making a daily commitment to pray. I guess that's why I chose to journal it.
Does it help you keep on track?
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does help me keep on track because the app tells you how many days you've done it. And I guess I kind of compete with myself. Okay, day 10, day 20. And there are times that I still pray and I haven't used the app, and then it sets me back to 0. And I wish there was a way that I could say, I did pray this day, I just didn't use the app. Because there are still times that I will be sitting at my desk and think, oh, I really need to pray about something. And I'll scribble it out. And then I go back to look at what I scribbled out, have no idea. I can, catch a name or something, but really don't know what it was that I prayed for. And that is really the benefit for me personally with using the app. Because even if I have typos and stuff, I can figure out what the word is. But I could put a doctor to shame with my penmanship. I think I always got N's in penmanship. Needs improvement. Have not improved. It is still really, really, really bad. So that's...
But how does it help you, keep your minds, your thoughts from straying to other things?
I think part of it does actually have where you can select ambient music or that, and since it does have the guided portion of the prayer, sometimes it'll ask a little prompt on, what's on your mind. Imagine God is standing before you. What are you handing over to him today? What is his response when he takes this from you? And thank you for asking, because it also helps me look back on what I prayed for and, oh, why do you keep taking that back? Why do you keep taking that back? You keep taking this one back. Oh, you gave this over to the Lord and you have not thought about it at all. And even seeing it again, it's like, I don't need to do that again. So I think that's how it really helps guide me and keep me on track with that. So I like it. I actually like it. So it really does help. And I think part of it also, it has scriptures to kind of meditate and pray on, because I've always wanted to pray in the scripture. I hear people say this all the time. I'm like, well, how do you actually do that? And this has helped me learn to pray in scripture. So even when I'm just doing my Bible reading and stuff, I'm like, oh, that's a good prayer for me at this time, or this is a good prayer for whomever at this time. So that's really one of the benefits that I've had. And then I'm like, oh, technology, what are you going to do if you didn't have this? But I'll worry about that if that comes.
Well, it's
So.
already, once you get into that groove of doing it, even if you didn't have the app,
I would it is now, what is it, they say 60 days it becomes a habit of when you do what?
21.
21 days it becomes a habit. Well, I've been doing this for, I think, about 21 weeks. So it's part of me. It's a part of me now. It's just, what I do. So I hope that encourages others. So makes me happy. It does. Even when there's prayers that are just so heart-wrenching and just, it still is a joy to be able to come to the creator of the universe, because he created me for that relationship and desires to hear from me, the big and the small.